I think Linda's actually listening. So Linda, thank you. We really appreciate your being with us here this morning. Now, for those who are watching carefully, you see pictures. Those might not know, for instance, that Linda is quite an accomplished pianist, as well as a singer-songwriter. So in her next visit, she's promised us a live performance. So look forward to that. Now, as we're going to talk about that talent, and there are multiple pathways, but there's a turn of phrase a lot used in schools, which is meeting kids where they are, meeting the student where they are, meeting Fabian in his classroom as Fabian, where he is. And I think if we're going to find talent, we have to find them, meet them where they are. Meet them where they are. Before I introduce the next guest, I want to just acknowledge another fast runner in this room, Michael Stone. So Michael Stone leads the visual and performing arts effort on behalf of the Bakersfield Unified School District. Prop 28 allowed them to bring 13 new educators into the classroom, and he has done that. Lots of artists in Bakersfield. As Linda told us, there are creative talent people everywhere, and it can be done. That's 13,000. If this were United Way, we'd have a little thermometer here, and we're 13,000 towards the 15,000. Thank you, Michael, for your leadership, right? And I'd ask you to all raise your hand and commit to 13 or whatever that number is. But we find talent where they are, and I had the privilege last night to be with Elmo Lovano, who's the founder of JammCard, at an event at 1500 or Nothing in Inglewood, which is a hip-hop collaborative, meeting artists where they are. And let's just leave it at, it was a very different room than this room. But the creative talent and energy in that room, one can be awestruck. And I'll tell you, by the end of the night, nobody more popular than Elmo or me, maybe more him than me, to talk about the jobs in schools, really? We could do something, never thought about that. And so Elmo's here to join us this morning because JammCard, for those who don't know, is the way musicians connect. I play guitar, Linda plays piano, we're looking for a keyboardist, we go to JammCard and all of a sudden we got a band. Well, we can take that same approach to the point Tina made earlier and take schools into the 21st century. Let's look for talent where they are. They're probably not going to knock on the door, the four walls of our school or the boundaries of our school district. We got to find them where they are. So JammCard has helped create something called School Gig, and this morning is sort of the formal announcement of School Gig. And it's a new approach that schools can use to find talent where they are, connecting talent to school, talent to school. That's what this is about this morning. So it's my privilege to introduce Elmo Lovano, the founder and CEO of JammCard, to formally launch to the world School Gig. Elmo, thank you.
Good morning, how you doing? I don't think I need to say anything else. Thank you, Austin. That was perfect. Nice to meet you all. My name is Elmo Lovano. I'm the founder and CEO of JammCard. Before JammCard, I was a touring musician. I toured for 15 years, which is what led me to start JammCard because I realized quickly that the entire music industry is word of mouth, and that's from the very top, working with the biggest artists in the world, all the way down to being a hobbyist, having a garage band, whatever it may be. So that's what led me to create a digital network to connect all of the artists together. So JammCard is now grown into the biggest network of active music professionals. And so we call music professionals, we consider that musicians, producers, songwriters, engineers, really anyone that's making their living in music. We have been called, is it the next slide? Trying to do two slides here at once. Yeah, there we go. Forbes called us the LinkedIn for the music industry, and Rolling Stone said we have the most comprehensive database of everybody. So that is why I think I got tapped when Proposition 28 passed, and Austin put together a really great committee with a lot of people in this room, and one of the artist really on the committee was Aloe Black, or is Aloe Black, and he thought of reaching out to myself and JammCard and connected me with Austin, and we developed a relationship, and I got really excited about the possibilities of Prop 28 and what that can unlock and how the power of bringing the arts to schools at this level. So we got behind it, and long story short, we built a new platform called School Gig, and we are simply here to connect public schools with arts educators. So our goals are to connect the talent with the schools, to connect the schools with the talent, and really keep it as simple as possible. So I think a big part of where we're gonna help is the messaging to the artists. Like, how do we take an artist that may be interested in becoming a teacher, or as taught before, maybe they've done private lessons, but they haven't done it really yet in schools. How do we get that interested person and kind of get them into the funnel of becoming a teacher? So before School Gig, which is available now as of today, a principal wants to hire an artist but isn't sure maybe where to find them. They may call their district. That may help, but might not find the talent that they need. Maybe they make a post on EdJoin, but EdJoin might not be reaching the artists, especially artists that are not yet teachers or maybe just interested in teaching. So School Gig is a platform where the artists can go and they can create their profiles, and in their profile they upload their resume. They can talk all about themselves. They can say if they have their teaching credential, if they do not have their teaching credential, if they're in the process of getting their teaching credential, or even simply if they're willing to get their credential. So a school posts a job opportunity. The artist sees an opportunity at school. The artist learns about the opportunity on School Gig. The artist reaches out to a school. You can talk directly in the app. The school and the artist connect. You may be interested. You can see all that information about them, see if it aligns with exactly what you're going with. And then the school district helps the artist pursue the appropriate pathway to become an arts educator. So at that point, let's say your school, your district is interested, wants to hire this person. You can meet with them. You bring them into your HR process as you already had it, and that's entirely up to you. And that's how you're going to get the School Gig. So we're hoping to help create thousands more arts educators. We're starting with, of course, the JammCard community being the largest community of music professionals, but then also using our contacts and resources to hit all the other forms of visual arts, dance, etc. So School Gig is available as of today. You can go to schoolgig.us and check it out. Thank you. And a big shout out to my team at this table, because we built the platform in 4 months. So, yeah. And we've been taking a deep dive to really try to understand all the problems, the friction points, the solutions. What can we do to make this work as great as possible for districts and schools, and how do we communicate to all the artists? So last night we throw these big events called Jam Jams, which are essentially the JammCard community coming together in real life and celebrating through music. So we threw one in Inglewood last night, because happy to say the very first district on School Gig is Inglewood Unified School District. So Inglewood was in the building last night, and it was awesome. We had the superintendent there and the team, and it was really great. And we had Omarion perform from Inglewood, 1500 or nothing from Inglewood. So it was a really, really special night. And Omarion, the second he heard about School Gig and what's happening, he was like, "How can I help? I want to get behind this. This is so important to me." He grew up in Inglewood. He went to Hamilton, and it's just like made his entire life. And as we talked more and more to other people in the arts, so many people. D-Smoke was there last night and performed as well. Also was teaching in Inglewood. We all realize like how powerful this is and how excited the artists really are about this. So we got to let them know about it, right? Like, it's how do we get this message out? So that's where we hope that JammCard and School Gig can be a vehicle to get this out, this opportunity out to all the artists. So this is a couple photos from last night. There's D-Smoke. And, well, there was a video, but I don't know how to play it from here. But you can go on the internet. There's a lot of videos there. So some other real fun stuff. So when a district signs on, so first of all, actually, Jay, would you stand up real quick? Raise your hand. This is Jay. He's doing all of our school and district relations. Round of applause. Yeah, Jay, come on. You got it, dude. So so Jay's here to help you, work with you directly, get your schools on board, communicate with you, get you on the platform, answer any questions here, because also the platform's in constant development, so we're going to continue to make it better and better. But another thing we're going to do is when we get your district on, we are going to help run targeted ad campaigns to find artists in your area, because the other district that we now have on, our second district, is Fresno, which is awesome. And when we met with Fresno and showed them the platform, the assistant superintendent said that he was so excited about School Gig that he could do a wheelie in the parking lot. And I thought that was cool. So we'll help run targeted ads to hit artists, especially in like rural areas, because places like Inglewood, LA in general, there's obviously a dense amount of artists. So in the harder to reach areas, we can also run on targeted ads, and we'll be investing in that. And how to hit artists exactly where they are on their social platforms and all that stuff. So Fresno's using School Gig, Inglewood is using School Gig. We'd love for you, your districts and your schools to use School Gig. Come talk with us. Jay@schoolgig.us if you want to email Jay. Elmo@JammCard.com if you want to go to me. But I'm going to connect you with Jay. So thank you so much, everybody. I want to bring someone up real quick, actually, before I hand it back off to Austin. But I was speaking recently at an event with will.i.am at his compound. Will's obviously heavily invested in the arts and has created programs with Austin and LAUSD, et cetera. And when I was there, it was really artists and producers and some founders, VCs, that kind of crowd, right? So I told them that we were building the School Gig platform, and everyone was really excited about it. And an artist that was in the room, his name is Guillermo, he actually came up to me and he was like, yo, I'm an artist, and I went and checked him out. He's actually incredibly talented. He's like, but I'm also a 4th grade teacher, full time. And I think that I really loved his energy, and I want to bring him up here so we can talk a little bit for a second, but I thought that was really great because for these artists, I think for them to know, like, you can still be doing your art. Like, being a teacher could be an amazing opportunity for you to make a living, stay at home, support your family, do all this, give back to the kids, craft the next generation, and also still do you. And Guillermo's doing that, and he's doing it at a really incredible level, and he's a passionate guy. So I just want to bring up Guillermo real quick, tell him a bit about himself.
Folks, how are you? Pleasure to be here, Elmo. My name is Guillermo Tejeda, or Mr., as my students call me. Right now I'm thinking about my kids at Wadsworth on 41st and Central, and I'm imagining that they're in their classroom and there's a room full of grown-ups who are planning on how to bring more joy and inspiration. So a round of applause to you all for doing that, for doing this amazing work, because I'm picturing my kiddos right now. I teach on 41st and Central, which is a historic jazz corridor, and when I got to that school site, it surprised me that so few teachers talked about that. The first thing I did was write a lesson plan about it. A lot of the work that I do is synergized. I recently met the author Alex Benayan, who talked to me about a convo he had with Jeff Bezos, and he described work and life as inextricable. That's how I see music and education. You know, the end goals of music and education aren't to memorize curriculums or key terms. They're really to find who you are. It's about self-determination, and it's about, you know, growing the full human being. And so in this sense, I'm so excited to see this synergy of music and education, because I really think that they're inextricable. They're talking about the same thing, about realizing who you are inside. And when I think of my kiddos, I also think of the countless dusty, old, untuned pianos that I find. I always do this thing, right? When I get to a new school site, because I've been teaching for quite some time. Second year full-time with LUSD, but prior to this, I was a sub. I taught music at a place called Home, which is a music consortium and program in South Central. And so what I do when I get to a school, I go and find where the piano is at. And that tells me a little bit about what's happening with the arts there. And what I'll find is an old dusty piano, out of tune. I'll sit, I'll bring it out, dust it off, and I'll bring students into the auditorium. I'll do lessons, and people are like, wow, we haven't seen that piano in forever. I know, it's been stuck in the back. You know, it tells me a lot about what we feel and how we're treating music in the classroom. And I'm telling you, when I bring in song, when I'm bringing performance into the classroom, the students light up in a way that really creates a meaningful experience to them. I'm from East LA. I became a teacher because I wanted to see the teacher. I wanted to become the teacher that I never really had. I mean, I had a few excellent ones, but you know, we come from a marginalized community where it's hard to be a teacher, and so we kind of get the results of like, yo, people are stressed out at work, people are not feeling. How do we bring more joy? How do we bring more meaning into our job, more purpose? I think music is that vehicle. And I'm so excited to speak from that position. And just I had a few more things to say. I don't want to take up too much time, but I'd love to meet all of you. Whoever would like to share more, I have plenty of more ideas of how I personally integrate music into my lesson planning, and also how I integrate lesson planning into my music. Like for example, this Sunday we're hosting a show called Legos Meets LA with Afrobeat icon, Miss Sandra Isidore, who was the cultural advisor of Fela Kuti. We're planning a show that really locates the history of Los Angeles as a birthplace of Afrobeat music. She's performing with us along with Dwayne Richmond, the Broadway actor who plays Fela in the musical Fela. This whole show was planned like a lesson plan. I started out by saying my guests will be able to, right? That's literally how I started this. Because I think that like we should create and we create concert programming that is around lesson planning, and lesson planning that's around the concert entertainment vibe. We're gonna create a new world for students. And so this is a revolutionary time. I've never heard of anything like School Gig. I can't believe that I'm talking about something like School Gig. It's like out of my dreams into reality. And so I'm so excited. And I want to just shout out to all of you for doing this work, because it's really beautiful. I have a big heart for you all. Let's keep on doing this work. Much love. I don't want to take more time.
I wish I had a teacher like Guillermo when I was in 4th grade. So thank you, everybody. Great to meet you. We'll be hanging out this whole time. Austin, thank you for having us.